One of the best things I've found when I'm out travelling and getting around Australia, particularly engaging with MDC customers, is the people and the stories behind the people. Now, I wanted to spend time with Anne because I think Anne's story is a bit unique, and I find it inspiring, and it may be inspiring to the ladies out there who are a bit hesitant about maybe packing up and heading off and going camping themselves or with the kids on their own. And Anne, you've been doing this sort of thing for years now.
I have. Well, I spent 20 years up in the Territory, living and working in remote Aboriginal communities mostly, and I was involved in teaching at that time. So on a Friday night, it was nothing. I had a ute. I used to chuck a swag and an esky and the dog in the back and go out bush completely by myself and park up somewhere and light a fire and just feel like I was in heaven. It was just, for me, that's what I love doing.
I love doing the same. And so what would you say to women who think that they would like to get out and do it? Where do they start? Where would they perhaps find other women to support in that and do it together?
Yeah, well, actually only just recently I found out about a group which I've joined called Rolling Solo, and it's a women's group. It was started by a lady, I think she lost her husband, and she wanted to go out and continue to do camping, and she thought there were other women that were interested. And let's put it this way, thousands of women now belong to Rolling Solo. They have an annual get-together. This year it's out at Esperance, and I'm busy doing other stuff, otherwise I'd go. But they're expecting over 400 women turning up, and everything from cars, some of them are sleeping in their cars and they've got a little annex on it, through to the kind of stuff that I've got here. And it's a great way to get out, meet other people, and to ask questions that you often feel a bit too dumb to ask, especially if blokes, you feel like the blokes know everything.
Yeah, men can be a little bit sort of...
Well, you just can be a little bit intimidated, so it's nice to know that there's other people. But it's one of the things about MDC, and I know just jumping around a bit, but that I didn't realise when I bought the van, I was also buying into a community.
It is an excellent community. I love it in people that's just so generous with their time, their information, and embracing other members. As we found out here at the Bash, they're just the greatest bunch of people. So you've been some pretty cool places with this little van. Where have you taken it?
Well, I've had it out camping. I live in on the Sunshine Coast now. And I've had it out to camping spots around Brisbane and around the sunny coast and up to Inskip. I recently went down to Sydney and came back up through Mile Lakes, which is really lovely.
Oh, it's nice, yes.
And you can come up through the Snowy, that was fantastic. Yeah. I had my birthday up on the Snowy and I was completely on my own. I'd wondered how the van would go on that really steep terrain, and it was really great. It was easy. And I parked up there, and it was my birthday. I couldn't even drink alcohol because I'd gone out the night before with my niece to celebrate in Melbourne, and I couldn't face any more alcohol. So I had a completely sober birthday with black cockatoos coming in to land in the water just behind me, and a little fire going because it was fire ban around everywhere, and they'd only just lifted, and so I had the first fire, and I was there, and I thought, if I'm transported off to another planet right now, I don't care. This is nirvana. It was just fantastic.
And you're also a type 1 diabetic. How do you manage that when you're out on the road?
Well, I just have to. I mean, you're either going to let things like that stop you from doing things, or you don't. My family is full of type 1 diabetics, so I just make sure that I monitor my blood sugar levels often. And I always carry emergency food. I never go anywhere. I don't even go for a walk up Big Red without having jelly beans in my pocket, glucogel. And as long as you're careful and you take your insulin as you need to and try to keep your diet as usual as you can, it's not too bad. I mean, it goes up and down and things happen, but managing type 1 diabetes is not a dreadful thing to have to do. It doesn't stop me from driving because I do manage it carefully, and I don't have unaware hypos, as they call them, so I don't have any danger at this point of time of having a hypo and having an accident. So that's probably the most important thing, because if I lost my licence, I just want to crawl into a hole and die.
Yeah, I can imagine. So What have you done to make everything, your vehicle and your trailer, work as one person out camping?
Well, even prior to buying the van, when I bought my Ford Ranger, I had it upgraded, had the GVM upgraded from new, so that really helps. I have removed the stone guard because on the Ranger I've got a long tray, and so that's, I discovered the first time I took the van home and went to turn the U-turn at the top of the cul-de-sac when I heard a crunching noise that it wasn't going to...
We've all been there.
wasn't going to last the distance, so I ended up trying to modify it and then I took it off completely. And one of the main reasons I came to the bash, although the music's been fantastic and I've enjoyed watching it mostly from the top of my truck, because I actually don't do crowds all that well, was to meet other MDC owners and look at what they've done. And so I'm going away with a few ideas of things I'd like to do to strengthen the awning a little bit more and make it a little bit more rigid to cope with slightly stronger breezes. But overall, there's not too much more that I want to do with the van. I'm very happy with it. I think it's, and I've had no problem when people have come through and stuck their head in and asked if they can have a look, saying to them, yeah, there's one or two things I think I would do differently or MDC could do differently. But overall, I love the van. I love the freedom that it gives me. I love the fact that I can go somewhere and by myself have this set up and be sitting out here with a drink under shade in about 10 to 15 minutes.
And that's what we've done. We've had absolute fantastic time here. I must say, Ant, I've truly enjoyed your company and listening to your stories. It's been a dead set privilege to have met you, and I do hope we get to spend time together in the future. And look, ladies, you can do it. Get in there, have a go. If you want to get out camping, do it. Don't be shy. There's groups out there.
Rolling Solo.
Rolling Solo that will give you support and friends to go do. Take your kids with you, do it on your own, but just get out there.